So today our topic that we are going to start is communication. As per definitions and meanings discussed by some of the students, that communication is two-way communication, and it is the way one person is sending the information and other person is receiving the information. We call it as communication. One person can, as Diksha has shared, that sharing of views and opinion, we call it as communication. The most important thing that we are supposed to keep in our mind is that when one person is communicating, it should be understandable by the other, right? So with that, we proceed with our chapter. What we are going to discuss in this chapter, that is what is communication, the process of communication, types of communication, levels, communication barriers, and tools of effective communication. This is what the contents of this chapter are, and this is what we are going to discuss today. So first of all, what we should know that what is communication? It's a process of exchanging your ideas, your views, your feelings, thoughts, information, your emotions. This is what you want to exchange with some other person, through which how you are going to share this or how you are going to exchange these views with the help of speech. One person can speak and share their emotions, views, ideas, thoughts through signals, through writing. You can write a letter, you can send it to the person, that person will understand. That means through writing the letter, we can express our feeling by giving signals, like any kind of signals by hand or with the face expressions, some kind of that, like this or this is thumbs up, right? So when thumbs up is given, then definitely it is there, right? The person is giving thumbs up, that means appreciating. So you can exchange your idea, thought, your feelings, your emotions, your information through these four: speech, through signals, through writing, and through your behavior. Let's suppose you are today in a mood of like, you are not liking up what the person is doing. So your way, you are not speaking up anything, but you are not talking to that person. Your behavior is somewhat strange with that person. That person will easily understand. It simply reflects that this person is not exactly what it is every day. So that is your behavior. You are not talking to that person. That means by with your behavior you are communicating to that person that today you are not in a good mood. So that is also process of exchanging. When we are angry with our friend, what we do, we stop talking to that person. So without telling that your friend, you are expressing your feelings that you are angry, you are annoyed with your friend. So with this you will come to know that the process of exchanging, that means when one person is giving some kind of signal through behavior, their feelings they are expressing, their emotions they are expressing through their behavior, then this is also communication, because the receiver is receiving that particular thing. If you are angry and you are sitting alone, you are not talking, otherwise your behavior is like this, then no one will come to know. So there must be a change in the behavior, then this will be called as communication. It's a process of communication, that how it moves. What is a process? One person must be the sender. If I want to send you a message, right, it can be through anything, through speech, through emotions, through any kind of signal, through my behavior. So that sender is sending that message, right? See, sender sending message through any channel, right? through letter, through speech, through anything, through their behavior, through their expressions. One message should be there, what I want to tell you, what I want to express to you. That is message, what actually I want to give you. And then there must be a channel. I can convey my message to you in writing. I can send you notice. I can express verbally. I can use any medium, I can use any channel to let you understand that this is my message that I want to convey you. Then that will be called as channel. हो सकता है I can give you message through my signals, through my behavior. So anything what I want to communicate to you as a sender, that means some message should be there, something should be there that I want to send. Then there must be a channel, that how I am expressing, that will be called as channel. Now barriers come here. If I am sending some message, you are receiving it but not in a proper way. That means you are not understanding what I am telling you. Something is missing. If I am saying that like English carnival is coming, right? English carnival is there, you know that English carnival is there, but when is that particular date is not mentioned. Let's suppose if date is not mentioned, that means there is a barrier. Proper information, proper message has not been communicated to you. That is called barrier. If anything is missing, if you are not receiving proper information, that becomes barrier. Okay. So one was sender should be there, receiver should be there, a message from sender to receiver to be sent should be there, and how to send this message to the receiver, that proper channel must be designed, that how you are going to send your message, then receiver will receive that. Process, what is the process means when receiver is not getting your thing, he will not respond. He will not respond. If receiver receives something properly, he will respond, right? If response is not from the receiver side, that means your message is will be considered as that it was not at all communicated to the receiver in a proper way, because if receiver is not giving feedback. So this part is very important to show that receiver have received information, and we know that. As you are doing, if you want to convey any message, what you do these days, you send WhatsApp messages, right? आप WhatsApp message send करते हो. WhatsApp message, if you have sent that tomorrow I am coming to college, let's suppose this is the message, and if your friend have not responded, what will come to your mind? Yes, Diksha, unmute yourself and tell me. If your friend have written that tomorrow I am coming to college, right? And if you have not responded, what she will think?
Mom, she will think I am ignoring her.
Huh?
Mom, she will think I am ignoring her.
Yes, she will be thinking that might be she will be coming or not. You will not be sure that she will be coming or not. She will not be coming. If you are not sending message to her in respond, then how she will come to know that whether you will be coming or not? Yes. So it goes two ways. If one person is sending message, then receiver is supposed to send feedback to that person, so that the sender will come to know that information has been reached to the receiver properly. That is feedback. And again, feedback can be of any way, by the way of speech, by the way of letter, by the way of your behavior, by the way of your any signal that you can send to the sender, that yes, I have received. You have seen that we give thumbs up. Thumbs up देते हो ना WhatsApp पे? If any message is there, what thumbs up stands for, what this signal stands for, it means that information, whatever you have sent, it's okay for me. Yes, Deepak, what this thumbs up stands for on WhatsApp? Lakshay, yes, Lakshay, what this thumbs up or any kind of smiley what you are sending on WhatsApp, what does it mean? It means no need to write anything. You are not writing anything, and it is clear that yes, I have received proper information. So this is process of communication. Is it okay to everyone? Types of communication. So basically, there are two types of communication. One is verbal and other one is non-verbal. We communicate with each other, sender and receiver, the relationship is there, and they communicate with each other in number of ways. That depends upon the message and its content, that what, how they will be sending this message. So types of communication is based on verbal, that means oral communication, you are sending something. One is non-verbal communication. So let us understand that verbal and non-verbal communication. See this, verbal communication. Now verbal communication, what it refers to? It refers to the form of communication in which message is transmitted verbally. Verbally, you are expressing your message. So communication is done by the word of mouth or on a piece of that writing. So communication can be of any way. So in simple words, that it can be short and simple communication. That is verbal communication. Now, verbal communication again, it is divided into two. One is oral and other one is written communication. Verbal में दोनों आएंगे. That oral and written. If you are writing a piece of paper, you are sending one document, that will become written communication. And if I'm simply announcing something, that becomes oral communication. Okay. So let us discuss about it. That what is oral communication? See this. These pictures are saying so many things. In oral communication, spoken words are not used. It includes face-to-face conversation, speech, that spoken words are, sorry, used. Face-to-face conversations, your expressions, your speech, your telephonic conversation, any video if you are sending to the person, radio, television, voice, through videos, through advertisement when they are talking, television, their voice over, like anything on the net. So communication is influenced by pitch, volume. If my volume is very high and I am in anger mood, you will come to know that is oral communication. That ma'am, today ma'am is in anger mood. She is not in a good mood. Your volume, your speed of speaking something, the clarity of the speaking of your words, all this comes under oral communication. Now, what is that feedback? If I'm talking to something and you are immediately you are responding, then definitely it's a quick feedback, you can say. It brings quick feedback in a face-to-face conversation by reading facial expressions and body language of any person can guess that whether he or she should trust what is being said or not. This you have experienced many times. If something is supposed to be done, what is going on, then we read face expression of the person, we read eyes of the person, we read that what is whether the person is in happy mood, in sad mood, in anger mood. So we have face to face conversation, and by reading their face expressions and body language, we can guess the matter, that what actually this person is trustworthy or not, what should, whether we should deal with that person or not. But what are the disadvantages of it? In face-to-face discussion, user is unable to deeply think about what he is delivering. So this can be counted as fault. Oral communication is not an authentic proof that this particular communication has been done or not. If one person is saying that I have already communicated, that doesn't stand for it. We cannot trust if other person say that this was not communicated. So some authentic proof is not there that whether it has been done or not. So this is about oral communication. See this, daddy, look what I have made. Keep on talking, I am listening. So what we call it as, we will be calling it as oral communication. But this person have not seen even that what she had made. So we will be considering it as what this is one of the disadvantage, right? This is by looking at the face, this person can understand what he is actually saying. Fine. Okay. So see the written communication. See this report card. Your numbers are there on the report cards. Anything written, it is authentic proof. So in written communication, written signs, symbols are used to communicate. In written communication, message can be transferred to other person through email, through letters, through reports, memos, etc. Written communication is the most common form of communication being used in business. If we are talking about formal, then we have to send some kind of document, some kind of links, some emails in order to complete our conversation. Otherwise, it will not be authenticated. And if we are talking to our friends, we can use the help of oral communication. So here are certain advantages and disadvantages of written communication. Message can be edited and revised. If it is that paper is not duly signed, we cannot consider it as that. So message we can edit and we can revise. In written communication, it gives a record, it gives backup. In written messages, enables the receiver to fully understand it and send appropriate feedback. Definitely, if some written message is there with the person or the receiver, he can read it thoroughly many times and he can give their feedback and opinion afterwards, right? So it will keep as a record. We can keep it in our file that this has been sent on this particular date and these are the written things that what is written over here, and this is how they have deposited something, some document. Suppose the authenticity is there. And what is the disadvantage? So written communication doesn't bring instant feedback. When some document I am receiving, I will take time to give feedback on that. So it takes some time for written message as compared to word of mouth. If I'm talking to you, if I oral communication is immediately when you are saying something, I will respond. But if something is I have received in writing, then I will be answering in writing only. So this is one of the advantage that disadvantage that we never respond quickly in this, but it is authentic. So next comes non-verbal communication. See these non-verbal, your gestures, you're sending or receiving wordlessly message. Like these days we are sending so many smileys without writing single word. You are expressing your views, you are expressing that how you are feeling. So this is non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is sending or receiving wordless messages such as gesture, your body language, your posture, your tone of voice, your facial expressions. It is called non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is all about the body language of a speaker, how you are reacting, what is your body language speaking, your appearance, that if speaker is there, how your clothing, your hairstyle, your neatness, use of cosmetics, it will speak a lot that how this person carry themselves, what kind of personality I am bearing. So your appearance, your style of carrying yourself, it is actually non-verbal communication. By your body language and your posture, your expressions, other person come to know about sometime nature of the person, that whether to trust that person or not. your surroundings, where you are sitting, your size, lighting, decoration, furnishing, that what kind of person you are, your body language, your face expression, how you speak up, how you give your gestures, postures, it express lot for you. Your voice tone, if your pitch is very high, you will think that this person is carrying lot of anger. If the person is very humble, and if person is voice is very low, pitch is very low, you will feel that this person is very humble, very polite. But sometimes our judgment can be wrong. So voice tone, that volume, that speech, all these are expressions of non-verbal communications, right? So for today, it will be like this only, that your class is going to be over. So till verbal and non-verbal communication, just go through your chapter in your books and let me know if any problem or any confusion is there in this. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be
Okay, ma'am.
continuing, resuming with the level of communication. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Less than 1 minute is left. So I take a leave, right? You can leave the meeting. I'm ending up the meeting and just go through all the chapters. Okay, whole chapter till that what I have we have done.